Hey, this is Shaily, and you're watching EatBreatheBooks. Hi everyone, I hope that you're doing so very well today. I'm going to be doing my January TBR to be read video, basically discussing the books that I want to read in January. Doesn't mean I will read, but I want to read them this month of January 2022. I am so excited to talk about this. A lot of you requested this in the poll I did on the community posts tab, so thank you so much. Without further adu, let's just dive in. If you watched my latest Barnes & Noble vlog where I went to the 50% off hardcover sale, you'll know that I bought this book, and it's Love Boat Taipei by Abigail Hing Wen. This has been on my radar for a while now, so I'm so glad that I finally picked it up. It's actually a Barnes & Noble YA book club pick. It says exclusive edition. I've yet to find out why, but I'm sure once I read it, I will know. I'm really excited to read this. I believe this is a debut novel. I know they're also going to be making a movie. This is basically about a girl who has pretty strict parents, and then they send her to Taiwan for the summer, and the culture there is just completely different from anything she's used to. She has so much freedom now, so I guess this is going to be an exploration of that and her, I guess, finding herself and being in a new environment and things like that. I'm very excited to read this. I believe there's a romance in here as well, and the second book I think just came out, so definitely want to dive into this soon. And Stephanie Garber, who wrote Caraval, really enjoyed it as well. She blurbed it at the top, and I'm in the middle of Caraval right now and I'm loving it, so all good things all around. The next one, well, I'm excited to read all these, but I'm so excited for this. It's When We Were Them by Laura Taylor Namey. I love Namey's writing. Her debut novel, A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow, came out last year. My friend recommended it. I devoured it. I love that one so much. If you watch this channel, you probably know how much I love that book. This one is about, I believe, 3 best friends who are no longer friends anymore, and that's all I know. I don't know if it's from the perspective of all 3. I think just one. Yeah, about 3 friends who always stood together, and then one girl ruined everything. So I think it's from the perspective of the girl who ruined everything, quote unquote. And it takes place the week of graduation. So Taking Time Bomb, let's go. So excited for this. The next one here has been hyped up so much online, especially on TikTok, but also on BookTube. And I believe it's for a good reason because I love these authors, and that's 11 Other Words by Christina Lauren. One of my best friends, Jennifer, also loves this one. Hey Jen, I know you're watching. Shout out to you. This is about 2 best friends, and I think they're like no longer friends anymore and then find their way back to each other. I think it's also told in dual timeline, meaning like you see them before when they were friends when they were younger, and then now. I love best friends to lovers stories. I also heard I'm gonna need tissues. I don't know why. I hope they end up together, but I'm very excited to read this. I love how rustic the cover looks. Christina Lauren are 2 super talented women. I love their book, The Unhoneymooners, so I'm very excited to dive into this. The next book that I'm so excited to read, I don't have a copy on me yet because it hasn't been released yet, but it's supposed to come out this month, and that's Reminders of Him by Queen Colleen Hoover. If you've watched my channel for honestly years, you'll know that I love Colleen Hoover, and I usually introduce her that way, Queen Colleen Hoover, because I think she's literally such a fantastic author who tells such important stories in such a beautiful and dynamic way. And Reminders of Him is her next novel. Of course, there's going to be romance in it. I'm so excited to read. I'm sure a lot of you are excited to read, and I love the cover. I can't wait to get it in the mail and just devour it. I literally want to read it the day it comes out, but we'll see how it goes. And the next pre-order I'm excited to read, it's also supposed to come out this month, is Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I loved her YA novel, Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. This is her second new adult novel, and you guessed it, it's about people who work for a weather channel. I don't know what you call it, like meteorologist. I'm not sure. Please don't come for me. But yes, I'm very excited to read. Rachel's really great at witty banter, and the characters are always Jewish, which my people love reading about that. So definitely excited to dive into that one as well. Though I need to read the X Talk. I've only read the beginning of it. I need to read it, so I might read her first new adult, the X Talk, before I read Weather Girl. We'll see, but I just wanted to mention it because it is coming out this month, and I am excited to read it, hopefully sometime soon. The next one here, bought last year, still haven't read it, but I really want to, and that's Take Me Home Tonight by Morgan Matson. I believe this is told over the course of one night or one day, and it's about, I think, 2 friends who run amok in New York City and have like a crazy night. I'm very excited to read this. It kind of gives me that Booksmart vibe, except I prefer Max Keeble's Big Move. By the way, am a firm believer that the film Booksmart was very much inspired by Max Keeble's Big Move. So this is giving me Max Keeble's Big Move vibes, you know, like last day sort of thing, like in one day, a bunch of crazy stuff's about to happen and, you know, adventure. Excited that it takes place in New York City. I love this cover. And Morgan Matson's stories are so fun and also so heartwarming. She's a great writer and I'm excited to dive in. Of course, there's a dog on the back cover. She loves putting dogs in her stories, so that's that. Okay guys, last time I talked about this book on this channel, a lot of you went crazy in the comments and I was here for it. I am going to attempt to reread Crave by Tracy Wolff. If you know, when I read this book, I read maybe 3/5 or 4/5 of it. I had a really good time, especially towards the second half. I love vampire stories. I love the other creatures that were in this. It's very unique. I don't know if it's a spoiler to say, I'm not sure. But anyway, really fun stuff. And I'm a firm believer that as the series goes on, like this will become very much like Tracy Wolff's own story, because I think in the very beginning it's so easy to draw comparisons to Twilight, whether they were intended or not, just because Twilight really is the blueprint for the last few generations, I guess, you know, YA paranormal romance novels. But this really very much becomes its own, and I heard it does so even more and more as you go along. You can't even compare it to Twilight if you wanted to. By the way, Twilight is one of my favorite books of all time, not bagging on it. I just, you know, every time I read a different vampire novel, I want it to feel different, which this is giving me so far. I'm definitely excited to dive into this. I think there's gonna be some sort of like crazy love triangle. I don't really know, but I'm excited. I've heard that the books get better and better as they go along, and the fourth one is coming out pretty soon, which is why I'm trying to read this, and the second and third. The fourth one comes out in a few months, and then I think the fifth one comes out a few months after that. So Miss Tracy Wolff is working, she's doing the thing. Excited to dive in. Also, I am doing a giveaway. You can find instructions for it in my last video, which was my Every Book I Read in 2021 video. However, a lot of people have been telling me that the system's glitching out, and when they try to comment their information, you know, their usernames and that they entered and everything, it doesn't work. So I am hosting another giveaway on my Instagram, meaning I'm doing two. I'll pick someone from the YouTube comments whose comment actually went through, and I'll pick someone from my Instagram. You can find that giveaway. It's this picture right here so that you know. I'm really sorry about the mix-up, you guys. Like, I don't know what's going on. So make sure to enter at least one of the giveaways if you're interested. It's just a little something I'm doing to say thank you so much for over 4,000 subscribers. We're almost at 4,500 now, which is literally insane, and I love you all so much. Also, I want to say that I have already started reading / also completed reading some books this month, but I'm not talking about this in the TBR video just because I already read them and this is like books to be read. So when I do my January wrap up, I will talk about the books that I, you know, all the books that I finished reading, including the ones that I did not include in this video. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for all the support, all the love. Make sure to comment down below a book that you're excited to read this month. I will talk to you guys soon. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.